So, this is why, in theory, the Bengals took 2 tight ends in this last draft. This is also why, in theory, they gave him a 4-year, $15 million deal. And that's because right now the buzz slash talk is moving Drew Sample to fullback. Now I want to go ahead and start this off by saying this is not confirmed that's going to happen yet. This is just buzz and talk and things people are thinking. It's not 100% confirmed. In no way is it 100% confirmed. It's just right now people are speculating, well, Bengals took 2 tight ends. Unless they're just going to have one of those tight ends not make the roster and one make the roster, well, then what's the point? I mean, at that point, you have 4 tight ends, actually 5 tight ends, so someone is not going to make the roster, right? Well, that is not simply the case if they go through this route. So Willie Lutz went ahead and posted this on Twitter, and he posted about Drew Sample's RAS score, which is Relative Athletic Score, from back in 2019 when they had him as a fullback in the draft talk, like the draft prospect talk. So if he's a fullback, he's absolutely amazing, and he's literally one of the best fullbacks in the league if he does become a fullback, because not only is he amazing at blocking and leading the blocks, he also is amazing at, going ahead and catching the football. We actually lined him up in the backfield a lot last year, where we had on one side Drew Sample, on the other side we had one of our running backs, Joe Mixon, Chase Brown, or Travion Williams. So this would work out very, very well. Again, like I said, though, we have to wait and see what the Bengals end up doing, but it would make a lot more sense now with them going ahead and drafting Tanner, and why they drafted Tanner, who's more of a vertical threat tight end. So really the thought process here is if you move Drew Sample to fullback, now you have yourself Mike, who's a slot receiver slash tight end. So you put him in the slot. You have Tanner on one side. On the other side now you have other Tanner Hudson and Tanner McLaughlin on either side. And now you're ready to go. You're ready to rock. Everything's perfect. And then you also have Eric All, who can go ahead and rotate with Tanner McLaughlin to go ahead and get some more snaps. So, yeah, no, this actually makes a lot of sense. Again, if they don't go ahead and move Drew Sample to fullback, which again right now is just buzz and talk, then it doesn't make sense. And then it's just kind of like a wasted draft pick. But it's not a wasted draft pick at all if they move Drew Sample to fullback. So that's kind of what I'm waiting to hear, is an official word from the Bengals that they're going to be utilizing him more in the fullback position. But again, like I said, it's very smart if they do that. Especially now because you don't really need an RB3 then, right? Because Drew Sample is, in theory, your RB3 slash fullback. He's able to utilize him in what you would utilize an RB3 in. Receiving ability, blocking ability, right? Probably not running. I mean, who knows? Maybe we saw hitting the ball off to Drew Sample. I highly doubt that, but it's very possible in every other circumstance you're going to utilize him in the backfield. He's an amazing blocker. I mean, there's really no reason not to. And this also lets you be able to get more tight ends on the field. And also, see, this is what I will say. The only downside to this is you're never going to have Drew Sample as your pure guy in the backfield behind your quarterback, right? Behind Joe Burrow. Because then the team knows, okay, it's a passing down. We know they're going to pass the football. Unless you start just running the ball with Drew Sample, and then they never know, is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? Most of the time, we're going to see Drew Sample, if he does move the fullback, in the backfield with Joe and maybe Zach Moss or Chase. Is probably going to be when there's always 3 guys in the backfield. And a lot of different shotgun formations. I could not see them just going straight up backfield with Drew Sample. Although I know the Ravens, with Patrick Ricard, they do that all the time. They just have Patrick Ricard in the backfield and nobody else. And it's kind of obvious Patrick Ricard's probably not getting the handoff, but you never know. Especially during the goal line. Now, again, it makes a lot more sense now with the Tanner pick. And I'm actually starting to like the Tanner pick then. if he does officially move the fullback, this Tanner pick might be one of the best picks out there because the fact that it's a vertical threat tight end. Again, you gotta realize after this year, you're gonna lose Mike. He's gonna go get paid somewhere else, and if that's the case, look at you gotta, look at all your chickens before they hatch here, right? Number two, you got Tanner Hudson, who is also 29, 30 years old, and then obviously you got, Tanner and Eric All. I'm kind of not talking much about Eric All in this video, and the only reason why is because Eric All is not as much of a vertical threat as Tanner is. Tanner McLaughlin is a lot more of a vertical threat in a slot kind of tight end, more than you would see out of Eric All. Eric All is really good, but I just think Tanner's a little bit more of a vertical threat. So, very interesting. We'll see how this all sets up and what they end up doing. But tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.